Right now, you're doing something so automatic you don't even notice it. You're turning shapes on a screen into meaning inside your head. In a few minutes, you'll probably talk to someone out loud without thinking twice about how insane that actually is. Because what you're doing right now, understanding language, isn't just old. It might be the single thing that made you human in the first place. So when did this start? Not writing. Writing's only about 5,000 years old. Talking. Actual spoken language. The honest answer is we don't know exactly. And that's not because nobody's looked. It's because talk doesn't fossilize. Bones do. Tools do. Words vanish the second they're spoken. So scientists have had to go looking for language in places you wouldn't expect. Bodies. There's a small, fragile bone in your throat called the hyoid. It doesn't connect to any other bone. It just floats there, anchoring your tongue and voice box, letting you shape airflow into consonants and vowels. In 1989, researchers pulled a Neanderthal hyoid bone out of a site in Israel called Kebara cave. It was almost identical to yours. Same shape, same position, which means Neanderthals, a species that split from us roughly 600,000 years ago, may have had the physical hardware to speak, not grunt, speak. Then there's the gene, FOXP2. In the 1990s, scientists studying a family in London with severe speech and language problems traced it to a mutation in this one gene. It doesn't build language by itself, but without a working copy, the whole system breaks down. When researchers compared it across species, they found humans carry a slightly different version than chimpanzees, and Neanderthals carried our version too. Something changed in our lineage that rewired the brain and mouth to work together in a completely new way. So the hardware might go back hundreds of thousands of years, but having the equipment isn't the same as using it. For that, we need evidence of symbolic thinking. In 2002, archaeologists working in Blombos Cave, South Africa, found pieces of ochre, a reddish mineral, deliberately engraved with cross-hatched patterns, dated to roughly 75,000 years ago. That ochre had no practical use. You can't eat it, you can't hunt with it. Someone carved a pattern into it on purpose, which means they were storing meaning in a symbol. And a species that can do that with a rock is a species that's almost certainly already doing it with sound. Here's why this matters more than it seems. A single human, alone, can build a spear. But a group of humans who can talk, can plan an ambush, divide the labor, warn each other about danger 3 valleys over, and pass all of that down to their kids without anyone having to rediscover it from scratch. Language didn't just let us describe the world. It let us store knowledge outside a single skull and hand it to someone who wasn't even born yet. Every technology you've ever heard about on this channel, fire, farming, the wheel, all of it spread because someone could explain it to someone else. Language is the operating system everything else runs on. So here's the full picture. Somewhere around 600,000 years ago, give or take, our lineage may have already had a throat built for speech. By 75,000 years ago, we have hard proof someone was thinking symbolically enough to carve meaning into a rock. And somewhere in between, without a single fossil to mark the exact moment, a sound stopped being just a sound and started being a word. No monument marks it, no date is carved anywhere. It just happened, quietly, probably around a fire, probably repeated 1,000 times before it stuck, and now here you are, reading sentences built from an alphabet, made of sounds, made of ideas someone else had and needed you to understand. You'll speak dozens, maybe hundreds of times today, without a single thought about how any of it works. But somewhere back in the dark, a hominid built a bone that could shape air into sound, and used it to say something to another hominid for the very first time. Everything you've ever said is still an echo of that first word.